As the principal sponsor of the Construction Industry Inaugural Mental Health Conference, we hope to spread the message, a simple message, that suicide is preventable.
The conference is presented by the National Construction Industry Mental Health Suicide Prevention Committee. It's a peak group and it's formed by Mates in Construction, IncoLink, AusHelp Foundation, with representation from every state and territory.
I've been working in the space of suicide prevention in the workplace for quite some time now, and I have never, ever seen an effort like what's going on in this room. All across the world, you have something incredibly special going on here, and I'm tweeting like mad over there to my followers across the world because this is a story that needs to be shared.
We can't deny that the unacceptable and tragic rates of suicide in our industry have a relationship to the industry.
Dealing with an issue such as suicide, there can be obviously many contributing factors, and I don't think you can easily say it's one person's fault or another. Certainly in a legal context, often there are inquiries into reasons behind things.
The suicide causes is the nature of the industry, the nature of work. It's not about exposure for particular nail gun or particular, dust. It's the nature of work.
Building bridges between what works, helping people connect with one another, getting stuff out of the way, and really nurturing the good ideas.
Can I have a show of hands of people in the room who've been touched by suicide? Yeah. It's a pretty extraordinary thing, isn't it?
We are isolated, it is brutal. And what Mates has done has connected people. There have been side effects, which are all the things the doctor did say. People are talking about other things, for sure. They are building relationships, for sure. But Mates in Construction, right up front, day one, is here to prevent suicides in the building industry if we can.
What we have actually learnt though is that in relation to depression and anxiety, men are aware of depression and anxiety, but they're not very confident at understanding the signs and the symptoms and what that means for themselves.
So people have to remain at the heart of all our efforts. So we believe that this is a very important area to have on the public agenda.
Life Skills Toolbox is a product that does and will save lives, and we are very, very excited about the relaunch of our Life Skills.
At the end of the day, what we're trying to do is we're trying to save lives. We're trying to make differences in people's lives that are meaningful.
That's what the Life Skills Toolbox is about. Let's give them some tools that they can go into their kit and pull it out when their finances are running amok.
The whole way through the 3 days we thread resilience because we see that as very much an important concept that if we can gain resilience in a lot of these young men when times get tough or when things get a bit overwhelming. So how do we build those resilience skills through that so that they feel that they have a toolbox of some strategies for when those times might happen?
They estimate that as many as 20%, so 1 in 5 of the working age population suffer some sort of diagnosable mental health condition.
By reducing the stigma of suicide through open dialogue and increased discussion and understanding, we as an industry can become better involved in the prevention of suicide and improving the lives of those affected.
Having a good foreman or supervisor was the thing that they said made all the difference. And and the other thing was talking to each other. So talking to OH&S reps, talking to union delegates, obviously talking to Mates in Construction and IncoLink reps and that sort of thing as well.
Stigma is a major problem, and because it's a major problem, it stops people from talking about it and coming out and feeling like they're safe enough to come out and talk about it.
That's not just my responsibility because I work in this industry and because that's what my job is. Folks, it's my responsibility as a human being. I have a responsibility to help those people.
At the end of the day, that's a lot of hurt, a lot of angst. We've heard about what the knock-on effects are.
So to readily address some of these current and potential issues, we introduced our Mate to Mate campaign.
And we've also got to remember that you guys, you're the ones that make it happen. Yeah, we can do the research and I can write bloody books and Mike can get out there and support you all and Assist can do the training, but without you guys on the ground, doing it, working with the people face to face, none of this is going to happen.
We want to tackle them right at that beginning. And by doing that, we hope to change the culture of mental health in Australia, to make it acceptable to ask for help and therefore reduce the evidence of suicide in Australia and hopefully eliminate male suicide eventually.